Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys, 23rd of June already. I almost said January. It kind of feels like it. Things are going so quickly here as we march through through the year, no doubt about it. We have warm weather, though. That feels like June. 85 degrees currently, 90 for your high. Mostly sunny skies today. A low of 84. That's not very low. That's for tonight. Partly cloudy. Tomorrow, we do have a 10% chance of a shower or a thunder shower. 91 for your high. Thursday, 90 and sunny. And then into Friday, 90 and sunny as well. We're going to say good morning to the chair of the Republican Party of Monroe County. It is Rhonda Lopez with us. Good morning to you, Rhonda.
Good morning, Michael. Yeah, it's a little scorchy out there.
Yeah, people, that's the universal sentiment, it seems. People are saying it's humid, it's hot, but, it is June, so we're going to have that, but we still live in paradise, so we'll take a little bit of heat for everything else that comes with it, of course.
I know. I love the sunshine, and I'll take warm weather over cold weather any day.
I totally agree, although you do have a fur coat when you have to go to Washington and like for inaugurations and stuff, but otherwise, I assume you don't get don't get a lot of use out of that otherwise, I hope. Yeah. So anyway, the Monroe County, of course, proud to be the #1 county in the state of Florida for turning out the vote, and things are kicking into high gear to do that again for August 18th, the primary coming up.
Yes, we are. We're working really hard with the Republican Party in the county to get those votes out, get those vote by mail ballots, get those in the mail, and get out your vote and speak whatever you choose, whoever you want to vote for, and just make sure you vote.
Okay, absolutely. And get engaged, get informed. There's a number of different forums coming up here in the next couple of days, as a matter of fact. They will be broadcast live on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5 throughout the entire Keys. One is happening tonight, Tennessee Williams Theater, and that is starting around 5 o'clock. And that is a Meet the Candidates opportunity. And then it will be a forum with the candidates for the Key West races. And then tomorrow there's also another debate, Florida Keys Debate 2026. That happens also at Tennessee Williams Theater, and that will kick off around 5:30 as well. Also, it'll be broadcast live on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. So plenty of opportunities to meet the candidates, to get to know them and what they stand for, and remain and get more engaged and informed as we move towards that primary date.
Yes, this evening and tomorrow. So the candidates are very busy, and many of them are really putting a lot into this. A lot of them work full time, and then they're campaigning. And wow, I'm just so appreciative of people that get out there and run so that we could have great representation.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice, and we are coming into a very busy season indeed. We did have the Key Largo Civic Club also had a meet and greet with the Republican candidates. That happened just last night. Looks like that's correct. It started around 5:30 as well in the Upper Keys. So yet another opportunity to engage.
Yes, and people came from the lower and middle keys up to meet some of the new candidates or candidates they haven't heard from before. And it was a great, great event. And thank you so much to the Upper Keys Republican Club for hosting it.
Yeah. Okay. And moving on to the Middle Keys Republican Club, they have Middle Keys Republican Club meeting July 1st, hearing from two gubernatorial candidates, Bobby Williams and Paul Renner, are going to be there in the Middle Keys, getting ready to celebrate America's 250th birthday, and that will happen at the American Legion Post 154 in Marathon.
Yes, definitely. There's several people running for governor, and these are two of the candidates, and I think that will be very interesting to hear what they have to say, their perspective and their ideas for the state of Florida and how they look at the race.
Yeah, well, a busy season it is. And we also have, if you want to make mention, how much can we divulge now about the big dinner coming up?
Oh, now we had our recently we had our dinner with the Attorney General of
That's right. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Please recap that correction.
Oh, that's okay because we are going to have another one.
Yes.
So
Okay. Yeah.
we might just be a little early on that one.
That's all right.
No. It was a sold out crowd. We had a great event. We had the Attorney General James Meyer of Florida, and we had, like I said, we had a sold out crowd. We had Bo Loudon and Dr. Gina Loudon, and it was great. And all the proceeds will go to helping get out the vote for all of the Republican candidates and supporting those candidates mainly in Monroe County. And I think that everyone had a great time. It was barbecued ribs, and we celebrated the birthday of America and President Trump, and we even sang happy birthday. So it was really awesome. We had hoped to have someone come in that's in the DC, federal politics, but he got hung up in the LAX. And so I know. And so, but that's okay because he will be coming probably this summer. And we were texting recently, and it was Czar Homan. So anyway, but let me tell you, our Attorney General really gave a great speech talk, and a lot of people had never met him. So it was really nice.
That's excellent. Rhonda Redmond Lopez, she's chair of the Republican Party of Monroe County. On Good Morning Keys, I told you I was losing track of time. I was actually, unfortunately, out of town unexpectedly when that occurred, but I did hear that it was a great event. And you did allude to the fact there will be another dinner, but it's a little early to talk about that. We will have more talk about it as time goes on, unless you'd like to give a sneak peek of that.
That will be our annual Reagan dinner. We usually do that when during season when most people are back. And as of right now, a lot of people are out of town, and we do that. The timing is for our annual Reagan dinner. Our last soiree or party that we had was, like I said, the 250th birthday of America, and we were celebrating that. And it was also Flag Day, and it was also President Trump's birthday. So we said, well, it's time for a party. So we did that, and we had a really good time. But we will definitely be having our annual Reagan dinner.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, election dates coming up. The primary, the 18th of August, and the general election around the corner from that, the 3rd of November. And watch those dates. Do get involved. Do get engaged. There's plenty of opportunities to meet with Republicans and the Republican clubs up and down the Keys, as we just talked about. You can go to keysgop.com to learn more about the Republican Party and Monroe County, which is proud to be the #1 county in the state of Florida for turning out to vote, thanks to the hard work of the Republican Party of Monroe County. And we intend to do that again.
Oh, yes, we definitely will. We have a bar set, and we want to achieve what we always do, and we always want to do better, but we will make sure that people receive a slate of the candidates that the Monroe County Republican Party is supporting and the Republican Party of Florida is supporting. And we just want to make sure if anyone has any questions to call us, go on our website. If they need to know where to go and vote, we can give you all that information.
Yep, absolutely. And voter information, of course, always available at the newly revamped Monroe County, Florida Supervisor of Elections website, too. That's also a great resource. VoteMonroeFLKeys.gov as well. Rhonda Redmond Lopez with us. She is chair of the Republican Party of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. Rhonda, as you said, you've got a busy day to get to. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we let you get to it?
No, I just would love to always give thanks to our troops, and God bless America, and keep praying for America. And we have such a wonderful country, and all the freedoms that we experience is because of our great servicemen.
That is very true. Thank you for that sentiment. We share that as well. Rhonda, you have a terrific day. We will see you soon.
Thank you, Michael, and
Yes.
I enjoyed speaking with you this morning. Have a great one.
Thanks. You do the same. Take care. Rhonda Redmond Lopez, she is the chair, Republican Party, Monroe County, Florida. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And as mentioned, candidate forum being hosted by the Chamber of Commerce. That is at Tennessee Williams. Free admission to all tonight. It will be broadcast live on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And a chance to meet all of the candidates. Mostly all the candidates will be in attendance tonight to meet and greet with you around 5 o'clock. And then there will be a forum of the Key West race candidates. That'll start a little after 6 as well. Again, all broadcast live here on Keys Talk. And then a debate tomorrow night as well with countywide candidates for office as well. And that starts around the same time, 5:30 or so, and that'll be broadcast live as well. Lots happening here as we keep you informed and engaged. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We return in a moment.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-587-9183.
The Greenhouse. Have you been there yet? We even spell it with 3 E's to help you smile when you say it. That's our goal. We carry the largest selection of hemp-derived THC and CBD products in Monroe County. If you've been taking medication for anxiety, depression, inflammation, lack of sleep, or muscle and joint pain, and it's just not working, or you don't like the side effects, we can help. If you're looking to chill, relax, escape, focus, or even break out into euphoric fits of laughter, we can help there too. No medical card is needed. You just have to be 21 or over. Our 3 locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Key West, we're at 431 Front Street, just in front of Mallory Square. In Marathon, you can find us at mile marker 52 at 10875 Overseas Highway. In Key Largo, we're at 99304 Overseas Highway in the middle of the road. Swing on by, share your goals with us, and we'll recommend a product to help you reach them. And we back our recommendations with a 100% money-back guarantee. The Greenhouse. Stop on by and find out what the buzz is all about today.
Visit one of the 12 locations of the Greenhouse, including 9 in the Keys and featuring their newest store at 3128 North Roosevelt, Key West.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town, Key West, or twofriends.com.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. It is a warm one. We've been mentioning that, but be aware. Heat index is pretty high, and right now it's already 85 degrees. On our way to 90. It is June to be expected. Mostly sunny skies for today. It's going to be up into the low 90s the whole rest of the week. So keep that in mind as we look now to Nikki, the nurse practitioner, and you can see this conversation as well as hear it on Keys, Keys Living TV. There you go, channel 27 locally, as well as Roku streaming and your favorite phone store app, Keys Living TV download. So that's 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock today. On the road, even still, though, with the lovely background, it is Nikki, the nurse practitioner. Wherever you go, there's like a sunset, or is it a sunrise? I'm not sure.
Hey, no, it's a sunset, but I had another one I meant to change the background next week.
No, that's all right. Give us.
I got a new one.
You did? I can't wait to see it. All right. Well, you have to go to the TV station to find out exactly what we're talking about. So, Medical Matters brought to you by the Key West Surgical Group, incorporated in Med Spa, 3134 Northside Drive in Key West. It is exceptional care close to home with Dr. Rhoda Smith, providing that exceptional care for many, many years and providing medical matters for the common good. We've been talking about the heat. It seems like even the conks everywhere I go are saying, wow, it's hot. Well, yes, it's definitely hot. I've had many say, be hydrated, stay hydrated, avoid dehydration. And lo and behold, the same thing came up when you decided to talk about medical matters this morning. Dehydration, why it happens, why it matters, and how to stay safe in Florida. It's a health issue, especially important to us here. So talk about dehydration. It's not just being thirsty. And I'm going to take a break and drink out of my 3-liter bottle while you talk.
Oh, awesome. All right. So, yes, exactly. It's not just meaning you're thirsty. It actually can become a serious medical problem that can affect your kidneys, your heart, your brain, and your overall health. Dehydration is incredibly common, especially during our Florida hot summers, and many people don't realize how quickly it can happen.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead. Yeah.
oh no, I was going to say we could start with the basics.
Yeah.
Dehydration occurs when your body loses more fluid than it takes in. And since our bodies are made up more than half water, we rely on adequate hydration for almost every function. So what does water do? It regulates your body temperature. It helps transport nutrients, support circulation, lubrication of joints. So if you have arthritis and you're dehydrated, you might notice your joints hurt a little bit more. Maintain healthy kidney function, that is important, and support normal brain function. So when the fluid loss exceeds your fluid intake, that's when dehydration develops.
Okay. Yeah. Kidney health, that's an important one. You know, you don't really realize that you're getting dehydrated. It's something that you have to really kind of rely upon remembering to do. But here in the Keys, heat and humidity make dehydration definitely a problem. Who's at most at risk? Make that. Who's most at risk in terms of age groups and types of folks, etc.?
So we talk about, it sounds like I'm on repeat, but adults over the age of 65,
No.
children, especially young children, infants, they are susceptible to dehydration quicker than somebody in their middle adulthood. People with diabetes, people with kidney disease, athletes who, work like to run and bike outdoors in this heat, they are more susceptible to dehydration. Anybody that works outside. So especially us in the Florida Keys, we don't have a lot of shade, and a lot of our bars, our restaurants, construction workers, our utility workers, they're working outdoors in the heat. Roofers it's big. Usually this time of year, people are trying to get their roofs done before the hurricanes come, and the roofers are out on the roof, up on the roof in this heat. So they're susceptible to dehydration. Anyone with vomiting and diarrhea. So that goes all the time, but especially more important if it's happening in our hotter months, be careful. You're going to dehydrate more easily. Sorry. Individuals taking medication that increase fluid loss. People don't realize as we age, our thirst sensation becomes less reliable. Older adults may already be dehydrated before they even feel thirsty. And that is pretty true. A lot of older people that I have taken care of over the years, they don't want to eat or drink. Their appetite decreases, and so does they don't get thirsty.
Wow. Okay. Well, those warning signs may not be prevalent, but dehydration could certainly be occurring. This is Medical Matters with Nikki, the nurse practitioner, brought to you by Key West Surgical Group and Med Spa. Exceptional care. Close to home, 3134 Northside Drive, Key West, 305-294-1041 for Dr. Rhoda Smith and her expert staff, taking care of your medical care for many years in the Florida Keys. So living in South Florida definitely adds another layer to dehydration. Florida heat plus medications, that can be the perfect storm. So there's parts of the day to avoid too. Let's talk about that.
So yeah, living in South Florida adds another layer. Many people underestimate how much fluid they're losing because of the heat and humidity. The hottest part of the day typically is between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., with peak heat often occurring between 2 and 4. And we've talked about that too when we talk about sunscreen and protect your skin and when to stay out of the sun for sunburn, but this is also for dehydration. This can cause dehydration and heat related illnesses. So you need to, be wary if you're going to be out in those hours and it's something you can't avoid. Make sure you bring water, stay hydrated.
Okay. Good idea. Medical Matters brought to you by Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Exceptional care close to home. So a lot of people enjoy those outdoor activities and water activities here in the Keys, which again puts them more at risk, whether it's boating, fishing, golfing, gardening, construction work, water sports. All those activities can increase fluid loss dramatically, as we've talked about. Being outside will do it. Medications that can increase dehydration risk as well. These are things to keep in mind in specific types of medications that exacerbate the problem.
That is correct, because these are popular medications. A lot of people that have high blood pressure, they usually started on a diuretic, or it is used in conjunction with another high blood pressure medicine. So diuretics are the water pills. That's when you retain water, you have swelling, or if you have a condition called heart failure, you're most likely will be prescribed a diuretic. So examples can include like hydrochlorothiazide, or HCTZ is the other name. That's what's on the medication bottle because the name is too long to fit on the medication bottle. Furosemide or Lasix or spironolactone. These medications increase urine output and they can cause fluid loss. So if you're on them and you're out in the heat during the times that we mentioned, just make sure you replenish your water. A lot of times, because patients are on water pills, they think that they shouldn't drink water. That's not always the case.
Okay. Well, there's other medications too, diabetes medications that can cause problems. They can
So
increase
yeah.
urination, apparently.
So yeah, certain diabetes medications, and these are newer in the last couple of years. Those are called Jardiance, Farxiga, and Invokana. They can increase your urination. So meaning that you're urinating more, so your fluid intake needs to match your intake needs to match your output.
Okay. Medical Matters brought to you with Nikki, the nurse practitioner, by the Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, blending the advances of modern medicine with classic care. Dr. Rhoda Smith providing that classic care for many years with her and her team. KeyWestSurgicalGroup.com online. Mental health medications, you wouldn't necessarily think of that as contributing to dehydration, but they can.
They can. Certain antidepressants and antipsychotics can interfere with temperature regulation and sweating, as well as laxatives. People overuse laxatives, and that also pulls all the fluid out of your body. I see a cat.
You do, my co-producer.
He's a little distracting. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyway, you mentioned laxatives, and
Laxatives.
pops up there with her.
That is correct. Some mental health medications and antihistamines can contribute to dry mouth and reduce fluid intake. So often tell patients dehydration is not usually caused by one thing. It is often a combination of heat, humidity, sweating, our good old friend alcohol,
Oh yeah.
not drinking enough for fluids, and certain medications. So put all those together and dehydration can happen pretty fast. So just be aware.
Very good. Again, Medical Matters brought to you by Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, talking about dehydration. And if I go off the air, wait, she's now okay. Hang on just a second. I've got an unruly cat here that just flipped all my screens around. Sorry about that. So we are talking about dehydration, and I just completely lost my place. There we go. All right. So let's talk then. Where did we leave off? Early symptoms.
Signs and symptoms of dehydration.
Yes. Please
So,
continue.
okay. Early signs and symptoms include thirst, dry mouth, fatigue, headache, weakness, muscle cramps, urine, the color of your urine. So if your urine is dark yellow or you have a decrease in urination, this could be a sign that you're dehydrated. So if your urine is clear, they always tend to say that like close to water, you're pretty hydrated. So simple rule is if your urine should look more like lemonade than apple juice. So if it's light yellow, it's better than looking like dark yellow or orange.
Yeah.
Like have
So,
like an orange hue.
okay. Well, yeah, I'm going through my mind how many times I've seen that. Dehydration worsens, though. Symptoms may include, and these are things to look out for.
So dizziness, lightheadedness, rapid heartbeat, difficulty concentrating, irritability, I'm sorry, increased fatigue. Severe hydration may cause confusion, very low blood pressure, fainting, loss of consciousness, and even shock. Those are medical emergencies. And keep in mind, older patients or older family members, if you see any of these things, these symptoms in them, it could be a sign of dehydration. Confusion is a big one. And it's usually the first two things you think about is dehydration or UTI in the elderly. So,
All right. Well, let's talk about then when dehydration becomes dangerous.
so what happens inside the body when somebody becomes dehydrated? The body immediately starts trying to conserve water. So your kidneys reduce urine production, your heart works harder to circulate the blood, and hormones are released to help maintain blood pressure. But if it continues, obviously you can have complications. So kidneys take a hit. The dehydration can lead to acute kidney injury, kidney stones, or worsening of kidney disease. So if you already have a kidney problem, this becomes very difficult during this time because you can actually worsen your kidney disease if you become dehydrated.
Yeah, take care of those kidneys. Absolutely. It's important. Heart problems. Dehydration can cause problems with your heart too. So,
That's right. It could spike your heart rate up. Your heart could beat very fast. It drops your blood pressure. That's where you find that dizziness associated with dehydration. Electrolyte imbalances can also cause your heart rate to go up, but it can also cause abnormal heart rate or arrhythmias. So you need to be careful with that. When you sweat, you lose potassium and sodium, and those are two important electrolytes that that your heart needs to maintain your heart rate. And it prevents your heart from going into a bad rhythm.
not sure if this is subliminal or not, but I'm constantly thirsty during this talk for some reason. But
Well, you haven't lost your sensation for thirst then. Good.
no, yeah,
You're
but
not you're
I
not
may,
old.
I may have developed brain problems, which is our next set of symptoms.
The brain is very sensitive to dehydration. Again, of course, in the elderly, confusion, delirium, difficulty concentrating, and increased fall risk in older adults. So it all kind of comes together. The body all works together. So it's not just one thing. Usually multiple things are going on at the same time when you're dehydrated. You can also get terrible muscle cramps, weakness and fatigue. You feel sluggish. You don't feel like doing anything or getting out of bed. Um, that could be due to dehydration.
Mm-hmm. Medical Matters brought to you with Nikki, the nurse practitioner from the Key West Surgical Group, incorporated in Med Spa, 3134 Northside Drive. In Key West, exceptional health care close to home. If you have questions or have concerns, 305 294 1041 is the number directly to the Key West Surgical Group, incorporated in Med Spa. So we've even got muscle problems that can occur. As you said, the body is made up very predominantly of water, and it even leads to muscle problems.
Yeah, that you wake up in the middle of the night and you have those terrible trolley horse cramps in your
Yeah,
leg.
yeah.
Yeah. That could be from dehydration. It also could be from electrolyte imbalance, like your potassium or your magnesium is low. So, but again, that could be factors from being dehydrated.
Okay. So water, drinking a lot of water, is that enough to stave off dehydration, that is?
If you're mildly dehydrated, yes, water is the answer. However, if you're losing significant fluids through excessive sweating, vomiting, diarrhea, um, prolonged outdoor activity, you're also losing electrolytes, like I just mentioned. So sodium and potassium, these are really important. So in those situations, they have now, it's all over. I mean, you see them in CVS. It's liquid IV and different types of oral rehydration solutions or electrolyte replacement beverages may be helpful. I know Gatorade is big, but sometimes we worry about the sugar content, although they do have sugar-free Gatorade and Powerade. But now you see packets of all these oral rehydration solutions you could put in your water. And actually, I have these at home because my younger daughter is a very big runner and she will run at all hours of the day. So it's important that she stays hydrated. So my one cabinet has it's like I got different flavors
Yeah. Well,
of oral
replacing
hydration.
there you go. Replacing electrolytes is sometimes also very much necessary. When should someone seek medical care if they're concerned about dehydration?
So if you have persistent vomiting, severe diarrhea, inability to keep fluids down, if you can't keep any type of water or oral hydration down, you need to seek medical attention. If you have significant dizziness, if you're not urinating enough, if your urine is dark, like we talked about, if it looks more like apple juice or even darker, you need to go seek medical attention. And then symptoms that, continue, even if you're hydrating and you're unable to, you're not feeling any better, go seek medical care. Obviously, it's an emergency if somebody is confused, if they fainted, if they lose consciousness, if they have severe weakness, or they have signs of shock. That indicates severe dehydration and that requires urgent treatment.
Okay. Again, Medical Matters with Nikki, the nurse practitioner from the Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Practical Florida hydration tips. Hydrate before you're thirsty. Try to get into the habit of that.
Right, because thirst is often a late sign. So carry water everywhere. Make sure you have access to water. If you forget your water bottle at home, don't wait until you're already dehydrated. Avoid excessive activity during the peak heat. Try and avoid strenuous outdoor activities between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And then if you're going to go outside and exercise, make sure you increase your fluid intake as well as working outdoors. And the outdoor workers are the big one. They usually have a lot of problems during this time of year. Again, they're sweating excessively, so they're losing fluid faster than they can put in. So it's important that even you drink during the day, but also hydrate when you're home. Any type of illness, fever, or just during hot weather, try and increase your fluid intake.
Okay. Monitor the urine color as well. Use those indicators of urine color to tell
That's
you.
right. Pale
Um,
yellow is better. Pale yellow,
mhm.
clear is better than, anything darker than, like, again, the color of apple juice or even iced tea. Iced tea, colored urine is not a good sign.
Yeah. And we talk about, yes, right. And we talk about alcohol too. That is not a way to hydrate.
No, it is not. And a lot of times, down here in the summer, everybody's hot and they're thirsty and they're like, oh, let me grab a cold beer.
Mm.
Not, not good, not a good idea.
No, it can worsen dehydration.
It definitely can worsen dehydration. So can caffeine. Those things also actually they increase urination. So you need to be careful.
Oh, bad news. Oh boy. Well, caffeine is necessary, but not always good for you. Know your medications. Ask your healthcare provider if any of the medications increase dehydration risk, and check on older family members as well. As you had said, they are not as aware of their thirst and need to hydrate, and we need to help them because it can creep up on them as well. So,
It can, and they usually end up hospitalized. When I worked in ICU and so forth, during this time of year, a lot of elderly came in for dehydration.
okay. Well, the takeaways then about dehydration.
So dehydration is much more than feeling thirsty. And remember, it can affect your kidneys, your heart, your brain, and your overall health. So here in the Florida Keys, our heat, humidity, outdoor lifestyle, and certain medication can increase your risk. So just be aware. Hydrate before you're thirsty. Avoid excessive activity during the hottest part of the day. And make sure you know your medications or your loved ones' medications, and pay attention to those early warning signs. Low prevention can keep you healthy
And
and
we had
out of
talked,
the emergency room.
yes, and we had talked about this a little bit before. Maybe we'll touch on it again in another week or so. But how much hydration is too much hydration? How much water is too much water? So that's another gauge as well. But preventative drinking of water and staying hydrated really is.
Oh, yeah. So there isn't a magic number. It used to be 64 ounces. But
Mm,
yeah, we can think about that. I'll have
yeah,
to.
Yeah.
We could talk about that. How
That's
much is too much?
Yeah, that's right. Another matter for another medical matters. Indeed, it is Medical Matters, brought to you by the Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, 3134 Northside Drive, Key West, 305-294-1041. And not only feeling well is important, but looking good is also important. It helps you feel better about yourself. It helps a lot of things, and aesthetics, of course, with 3 very advanced laser technologies, the micro needling, RF micro needling, and what was the other one? You're gonna have to tell me. Zerf.
Zerf.
How did I remember that? I remembered Zerf. There you go.
Zerf. That
Zerf.
is it. Which,
Yeah.
on a topic of hydration, it is important that you will get better results with those devices if you are hydrated. So
Yeah.
see,
Well, and it starts with a free consultation to see what aesthetics can do for you with all of these advanced technologies at the Key West Surgical Group Incorporated Med Spa. Do visit keywestsurgicalgroup.com online or 3134 Northside Drive in Key West. Give them a call to start talking about your journey into aesthetics and all of these advanced technologies and skilled practitioners. 305-294-1041.
that is correct.
All right. Very good. Well, I know you've got a busy day to get to, Nikki. I think we covered it for today. Remember to hydrate. It's still going to, be kind of warm where you are for the next few days. Definitely very hot here. So important and timely topic. And we thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as always.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see you soon. Best to your family and take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Nikki, the nurse practitioner, Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa with Medical Matters. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys, and we return in a moment.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
Your home is your castle, your sanctuary. RAC Advanced Control brings together the electrical and smart technology that make your home comfortable, secure, and effortless to live in. Imagine music flowing seamlessly through every room, beautiful lighting that adjusts to your lifestyle, motorized shades, climate control, and energy management all working together automatically. From integrated audio and video systems to discrete security cameras and professional electrical services, RAC Advanced Control designs and installs technology that works in perfect harmony. Originally founded in California, Rack Advanced Control has over 20 years of experience serving the luxury residential market and was honored as a 2024 Lutron Excellence Award Integrator. Now with an office in Key West, Florida, Rack brings world-class smart home design and electrical expertise to the Florida Keys. Make your home smarter, safer, and more enjoyable to live in. Call 786-647-9647 or visit rackav.com. Rack Advanced Control. Intelligent luxury, expertly installed.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We keep talking about the fact it's pretty warm out there, 85 degrees on our way to 90, mostly sunny skies for today. Tonight, 84 for your low, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, 10% chance of rain. 91 remains around 90 to 91 for the whole rest of the week, up to 92 on Saturday. We're going to say good morning to Chief R.L. Kalina with Monroe County Fire Rescue. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Michael. Good morning, listeners out there.
Hey.
Definitely a warm start to the day again.
It really is. And we were just actually talking with Nikki, the nurse practitioner from Key West Surgical Group, about dehydration and the need to hydrate. I'm sure you see some medical emergencies related to that.
We do, between even the guests and the people that work down here, in the restaurant industry, the people that are outside, the construction, the roads. It's really important that they stay hydrated throughout their time on the outside, because a lot of times once you don't feel thirsty, they say it's already too late. So just be mindful of that.
Well, the Monroe County Fire Rescue has been doing its part to help people stay cool with the Beat the Heat events. They started in late May, continued through June. And we have one more coming up at Bernstein Park, Stock Island as well. And it's described as a gentle misting stream of water. Sounds so tranquil, but with the children running around, it's not quite that quiet. It's a great time. All ages enjoy this safe, fun environment. Meet your neighborhood firefighters, learn about fire prevention, cool off from the summer heat. It's a great outreach event from Monroe County Fire Rescue.
It absolutely is. And the Saturday at Bernstein Park, starting at 10 a.m., that'll finish up our Beat the Heat. But I will tell you, we still have a bunch of different outdoor events and community engagements that we have that'll be coming on for the 4th of July. We have on the July 3rd, actually starting at 5 p.m., the Big Pine Community Park 4th of July event. We'll be out there. And, our big saying this year for the 4th of July is, be safe and be seen. We'll be handing out glow sticks. Fire Rescue, they've got glow sticks with that motto put on there to be seen, be safe and be seen. And then on the 4th of July, we'll be splitting our time between the outdoor resorts, their little parade on the 4th of July, and also the City of Layton Baptist Church. They have their little celebration for the 4th of July. We'll have representatives from Monroe County Fire Rescue out there as well. So going through the 4th of July, we have a busy time coming ahead of us.
Yeah, Chief R.L. Kalina with us, Chief of Monroe County Fire Rescue on Good Morning Keys. I assume you're going to be part of the parade, too, happening on the 27th in the city of Key West. I believe you guys will be there. That's the 250th Florida Keys Parade and Ceremony as well.
Yeah, we do our part, and hopefully we'll have a representation there in that parade for the Key West, the 250th year. If people have noticed, up and down the roads, we've been trying to do our part with hanging our flags and celebrating the 250-year celebration that's been brought down to the Florida Keys. So,
absolutely. Yeah,
it should be a great time.
So you mentioned the 4th of July, Chief. We should make mention also about safety around the 4th of July and fireworks and, people trying to do it on their own. Not always the best idea.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I think even from adults, they like playing with sparklers and like playing with fireworks. But really, some of the stuff that we've got going on down here right now with all the dry conditions and everything else we have and the safety of the fireworks, it's always best to find a location that's providing the fireworks show, get out there with your family, enjoy it, and then that way you guys can remain safe. There's so many things that can happen with these imported fireworks that we see. people end up in the hospital. You know, things they misfire, they end up destroying other people's property. There's just so many mishaps that can happen when it's an unregulated event.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good reminder there. Just to pivot for a moment, we have been hearing about wildfires up on the mainland and smoke causing some problems and that kind of thing. Is that still an issue?
Yeah, well, we've been monitoring the smoke and the conditions because as you know, anything that impacts those roads between the Turnpike and 27, it impacts our travel for our residents and our visitors here in the Florida Keys. So we do pay close attention to what the fires are doing, and we try to get a briefing in the morning through emergency management. So
Okay.
so far we are looking good.
But no road closures on the 18-mile stretch or anything like that right now.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Very good. We also had that plane crash at Key West Airport as well a little over a week ago. That's something we don't see very often, but Monroe County Fire Rescue, of course, responded to that scene very quickly. Luckily, no injuries.
Yeah, no injuries, and it is one of those things. Our fire rescue, Monroe County Fire Rescue Station 7 is at the airport. It's our firefighting. It's what they plan for. It's what they train for day in, day out. We hope it never happens, but it's just one of those things that when it does, the men and women of Monroe County Fire Rescue went into action and they were able to mitigate that scene. There was no injuries from the plane, and they were able to ensure that everything happened as safe as possible.
Okay, well, we are happy to hear that outcome. It is Chief R.L. Kalina, Chief of Monroe County Fire Rescue on Good Morning Keys, and we are in hurricane season as well. Luckily, it's been a little quiet there, but always a good time to remind people to stay prepared in that regard, too.
It is, and with the weather we've been having, and we haven't had any crazy alerts on social media about a storm in the horizon. So I think people get a little sleepy on it at times. So
Right.
just remember, these things can manifest themselves in no time at all. And next thing you know, we're out there, we have it, looming and trying to find a track of where it's going to potentially hit. So just be prepared, be smart about it, know what your evacuation plans are, make sure that you have all your stuff in place, and even the stuff surrounding your houses.
Yeah. Okay, and one more pivot back to July 4th. I did notice that there's a fireworks permit application available online, no less than 30 days prior to the event. So, are all fireworks displays, whether they be backyard or otherwise, required to have a permit, or how's that work?
Well, the commercial displays are required to have a permit. They're
Okay.
required to be on a barge, and those are the ones that we, obviously we look for and that to be permitted.
Okay.
For individual, family, or residential, we really can't regulate them going out and buying certain fireworks and having something done in their streets. That's where we just ask them to be extremely careful and mindful of, some of the fireworks you may be buying should be in the hands of professionals, and you may not have the right area or the right space to detonate some of those fireworks that you are available to buy.
Okay. Again, it is Chief R.L. Kalina with us, Chief Monroe County Fire Rescue, Keys Talk 96.9 the Talk of the Keys, and lots of resources available to answer those types of questions. monroecounty-fl.gov for fire rescue. And we talked about it a little bit before, but even outdoor burning, people tend to do that around here. But again, diligence is the issue there. If you're going to be burning outside at all, you need to be very attentive so that it doesn't turn into a bigger issue.
Absolutely. And just be mindful of, the conditions and the stuff around, where you're burning, and that you have a properly placed chimenea, and that you're not too close to the house, and, things of that nature. We get so many phone calls from people that are just having a backyard barbecue or a camp, and we end up going out there to tell them about the smoky conditions or the hazards that it presents. So just be mindful and be safe. That's the main thing going into this holiday season.
Yes, sir. Well, and I saw online a lot of commendations for people in Monroe County Fire Rescue for 5, 10 years, 15 years of service. We are so indebted to the dedication of your fire personnel. How are we with recruiting as far as bringing new firefighters into the fold?
So far, we are we're doing well. You know, we've got 15 new firefighters that were approved by the county commission.
Excellent.
And we've got those in the works right now, getting all the paperwork done. We've got the academy prepared for them. They'll be going through an 8-week orientation process to acclimate them to the Florida Keys and acclimate them to, you know, how Monroe County Fire Rescue operates, and before they get loose on the streets there. But we're anticipating those 15 to be a great addition to the men and women of Monroe County Fire Rescue.
Yes, sir. Again, Chief R.L. Kalina, Chief of Monroe County Fire Rescue on Good Morning Keys. Well, I've been kind of driving the bus here, so to speak, this morning, but I should let you take your turn if there's anything that we missed talking about that's important to note at this particular time.
No, I'll tell you what, you know, you pretty much steer me in the right direction. You get everything out that we got to get talking. It's just been it's been some busy times, and but we're very grateful for the community and the support that we receive from our commission and the residents of this community. A lot going on, and we look forward to a very safe and fruitful summer.
Very good. Well, thank you for all the dedication and service under your leadership there, and all of the service on behalf of the entire Monroe County Fire Rescue. We are very grateful that you all are on the job all the time, as we say. So, and Chief, if you could hold on just for a second while we go off the air, I wanted to ask you a couple of quick things. But with that, I believe we're going to be turning it over to news and Glenn Beck here in just a few moments. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Don't forget our live broadcast from the Candidate Forum, hosted by the Key West Chamber of Commerce tonight, Tennessee Williams Theater, and then the candidate debate tomorrow evening, Tennessee Williams Theater as well. All are welcome to attend in person or tune in to Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys, to stay engaged and informed. This is the Talk of the Keys. It's Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Thank you for listening.